I
Right.
you were dead on. I can like write down topics of what I want to talk about quantum healing, but then when it comes to actually thinking about talking about it, I have super imposter syndrome.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, so yeah, and
Yeah.
I think it's like I get the concept, I understand, not nearly as much as you, obviously, but I understand it well enough.
Yes, you
But
do. Hmm.
yeah, there's definitely some imposter syndrome about like, will I know what the fuck to say?
Yeah. 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 And that's maybe what's coming in about your messaging. Like they want you to talk more about this stuff and the transformation to like
Yeah,
really get your message out there. Because if you're not talking about what you're doing, nobody's gonna know, right?
exactly.
So it's
Yeah,
just having that confidence in yourself because you do know. You do know, right? And it doesn't matter if you don't know as much as I do. You got to start
right.
somewhere, just like I did at one point, right? So just it will come.
Hmm.
Okay, let's just see what else comes because we're gonna get into that some more. Uh, yeah. Okay. So we were talking about this personalized, yeah, the sessions, the naming, the clarity around what you're doing. Even doing, yeah, a mini package. These are all things that could be done later on, though I'm hearing just that focusing in on something and just selling it so you can prove to yourself that you can do it, right? So instead of having, I have all of these offers when you haven't sold anything much yet, you have. So let's not like downplay that. You have sold things, you know
Hmm.
you can sell things, right? But focusing in on the one thing and going with it and then rinse repeat, right? Till you
Hmm.
have it's that building that momentum. Um, so yeah, like a package session thing could be something down the line too, which gets repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, testimonials. They want testimonials.
Hmm.
Kind
Hmm.
of trying to break you out of this like little box you're in. I guess this is what that's kind of gonna do is push you out of the comfort zone into un like being uncomfortable, but it's gonna help you grow in many ways. Because you, yeah, I'm just like, they keep coming back because you could use those experiences and talk about them, like where you're finding you're having a hard time conveying what you do in your messaging. Like, this is all about messaging. You'll be able to use those in your emails and in your YouTube, right? Videos. That's a lot of information. And your clients are, I'm just getting your ideal client. They kind of hide instead of leading, so they want to not play small anymore, I guess, is what's coming through. Like something's missing, but can't, put their finger on it. They can't, like, they feel like they're not enough.
So for the membership, it's literally going from to simplify it from self-hatred to self-love. It's the same journey I went on because
Yeah,
that's what I know. And
perfect.
self low self-worth is a huge part of it too.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are kind of like your clients, right? Like they're not enough.
Hmm.
They feel like unseen.
Yep.
They're not stepping into their power. And they really want more joy in their lives and more community. And
Yeah.
there's like fear around visibility, like it's going to cost them love or like safety or acceptance around your clients. So your marketing and your offers then should speak directly to like those emotions, right? So instead of saying like want to learn your human design, you would say if you're tired of shrinking to stay safe, right? This is your space to feel seen and aligned.
Hmm.
So just kind of fine-tuning the message, I guess, more towards the transformation again, which was, yeah. Okay, so I'm getting energetic shifts that you need to make. There's a few. Stop overworking to prove your worth. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, fuck me. Damn.
Okay.
Not me getting defensive with my higher self and future self.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, there's more though.
Hmm.
Your value isn't tied to how much you give or put out there, right? So, okay. Yeah. They really want you to stop overworking to prove that worth. So, just know that your value, you are like what you have to offer is valuable.
Hmm.
Um, This is kind of random too. Structure your week for clarity, not exhaustion. So plan making sure like more of that masculine energy that you're planning out your weeks. I was like, what was I saying? Trust your work is needed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny because like I know it, but
Hmm.
it's just like how I used to say, I know I'm worth something because everybody's worth something, but I didn't feel it. So like trusting that my it's like I trust that it's needed, but I think because it's coming from me, I don't trust that people will see that and sometimes trust that they will get value out of it because the imposter syndrome or
Yeah,
whatever the
you've
word we
got
used,
some
but
some trust things we're gonna work on too.
mhm. Okay.
Um, yeah, because that's something they really wanted to that they're like highlighting in bright yellow. Trust your work is needed and show up like that too, right? Show up like your work already matters.
Yeah.
And it is needed at this time.
Mhm.
Okay, what else? Stay in your own lane. What do you mean? Okay, so don't compare yourself to other people because that's stalling you. So you're delaying your own expansion when you do that. So stop, just focus on what you're doing and block out what everybody else is doing and don't compare like your time. They're doing it faster. Look at them go, like
Okay.
anything else about that? Okay, and there's some panic around money when it comes in too. So receiving, and almost like when money comes in, it like puts you into like a panic mode. Um, because it
Receive
kind of
or my
feels I know this sounds weird, but it kind of feels like unsafe almost.
No, it doesn't sound weird to me
Okay.
at all. Like I actually did an exercise. There's a group container I'm in right now, and it's with that coach I told you about.
Okay.
And she did a an exercise where she said, imagine your bank account, and imagine you get 10 times what you actually make in a month just got deposited.
Yeah.
And my whole energy went into a freaking panic
Okay.
because
That's
it
the
was
word
like,
I heard, panic.
yeah, exactly, exactly. It was, where does it go? How do I make sure I don't spend it stupidly? How do I make sure I invest it correctly? Stuff like that. Like you don't know what to do with it because you've never had.
Yeah.
And like, I'll try to keep it really fast.
It's all good.
But I noticed, I like what came up for me in that was the recollect or the realization of like, I've had the same debt for 10 years of my life.
Hmm.
I've had this belief in me that I'll never get rid of it.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I imagine that specific amount drop into my account, that would actually knock out that debt I've had for 10 years.
Yeah.
And so it was like, then what? Kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
definitely, definitely.
Okay. So it's easy to say release that, but okay, so it's because your nervous system is still not, it's like dysregulated still. So that amount of money was like, wah! To your nervous system, right? Um, so working on your nervous system is something you're gonna have to do too.
That's the somatic stuff, right?
Yeah, working on your nervous system, regulating your nervous system, which is really common for people who have had like been in like 10 years, right? So you've been in survival mode your whole life.
Hmm.
And just like I'm a safe space for money to land, right? Like just keep reaffirming that to yourself, but you definitely have that panic that needs to be let go. So that is definitely like working on your nervous system. Okay. And then your branding's coming up again and messaging, just grounded, clear messaging. Yeah,
Yeah, that's something.
mhm.
Sorry, go ahead.
They just want you to rework your brand voice, right? Like people buy resonance. So just using plain language, using words your clients say in their journals, right? The before and
Hmm.
after of your work. Here's what they're feeling. Here's what changed the transformation. They're just really driving home on that. And that's what's going to sell.
Yeah, that's actually something I've been working on for the last few days, literally,
Perfect.
is trying to tone the messaging, again, the marketing, the
Yeah.
brand, the that
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that fe
That's probably your biggest thing. We're going to clear some energy, obviously, but one of the biggest things that you need to work on to get to that next, like get that consistent, is clear messaging across the board.